team award, but we're very happy for Terry because he is so deserving. He's in there with some pretty elite company with Bosworth from Oklahoma and Spillman from Ohio State, and certainly there's nobody any more deserving because he's had a great year, and I think his statistics speak for themselves.
All righty, Coach. Well, we're going to come back in just a moment, and we'll take a look at Saturday's highlights, Rice and Air Force, that right after this.
Well, you know, they've replaced the turf from down there for last year to new turf, and I thought it was in excellent shape, and there was a little moisture on the field, and of course what a beautiful setting that is, a great stadium, one of the best in America, and so unfortunately they just didn't have more people there, John.
Does that affect your players some when they come out and they don't really see many people in the stands?
No, I don't think so. We encouraged, we told them, before we went down there, probably wouldn't be but 15,000 people there, but I think we had just as many people as the Rice people did there.
All right, here we go. Kamalander, one of their two quarterbacks.
Well, you know, we won the toss, and we elected to defer our option, and that's a fine sack there by Spiewak and by Ty Hankemer, and, you know, they had a couple of first downs to start the game. Then we came up with that sack, refused the penalty, they punted to us, and now we take the ball and drive 81 yards with it, John, and, you know, I felt like that we had good surge off the line of scrimmage. We made some key third down plays in the drive. Mark Manafo on a misdirection play right here, good blocking by Chris Stendal, and Frank Martini right there, same play again. And
that was a fourth down.
That's a fourth down play. And then we take the ball now and on reverse, pitch it out here to Tyrone Jeffcoat, and he scores for 31 yards out, untouched. And, you know, that was a fine drive and a great way to open the game, and I thought that would have really given our offensive football team a lot of confidence.
81 yards, 11 plays, 5 minutes off the clock, and you couldn't have started off any better.
Well, that's true. And then, of course, they go to their second quarterback, Roper, and this was the guy that we were most scared of because he is really a fine option quarterback and very elusive, good speed. But I thought our defense did a great job against him. Terry putting great pressure right there, and Steve Sigler jumping in front right there of Lewis and taking the ball. And now we get the ball at midfield, good field position, and we're going to score again. And we go with D. Dowis now, and we've made that decision early in the week. And D has worked extremely hard and improved so much in practice. And, you know, that's a fine pitch to Robbie right there. But what happened was that we fumbled the center exchange, then we had a misread, and then we came up on the quarterback draw and only made 1 yard, and we had to punt the ball before. What a great job Mark did punting that ball out on the 3-yard line.
All right, and then they got the ball, and they had to punt it right back. And look at the field position you got.
Well, I thought that right there was his key play in the ball game right there. We've taken the ball now. They punted the ball back to us, and we got in good field position. We take it and drive it right down to the 10-yard line. Johnny gets 12 on the outside field there, and dadgone, we have a clipping call. And that play not only cost us a possible touchdown right there, but it cost us, 27 yards on the play. But then, of course, Chris Blasey comes through and gets a 46-yarder right down the middle for us. And, you know, we get 3 points out of it, but, John, we should have had a touchdown out of that drive.
Well, they get the ball back, and you hold again, Coach, and then you're going to get the ball back. A lot of back and forth stuff. Jimmy Tamala back in at quarterback.
Jimmy scrambles very well, and we went 3 series with D, and felt like that he was just struggling a little bit, and so we went back with Jimmy, and Jimmy taking us down in the opening drive. Same play right here, except, to be honest with you, they came with a corner stunt right there. We lost concentration on the ball, and, you know, we lose a great chance to score because now we're down there on their 40-something yard line, and, you know, we got good momentum. But our defense is playing solid. Great play there by Chad Hennings, and I thought our up-front people all day long put pressure on Coleman and Roper, and, of course, they honestly, John, had to change their style of passing attack a little bit and go more to the misdirection and the rollout style passing because we were putting such good pressure on.
All right, you've got the ball back here. Robbie Krause.
Robbie Krause, fine run, great block there by Mark in open field. Robbie, you know, gets a 7 or 8 right there, 9, and you know, we were able to get the consistent first down. And John, we dominated the game, you know, statistics, but of course there's only one statistic that is important in the ball game. But we just weren't able to make that big play. Fine job there by Ty Hankemer and by Terry right there. And of course, you know, at halftime we're in good shape. We felt like, even though I felt we certainly should have had more points on the board.
Like you said, you really felt you should have had more points in your defenses. I thought possibility of a shutout.
Well, I think they felt that way, and I really did. I felt good about what our defense had done because Rice hadn't really been, you know, down there close anywhere. They had that good little drive to begin with a couple of first downs there to begin the game with, but other than that, after that, our defense really gotten into the flow of the game. And, you know, we had won the toss, and now we're going to get the ball to start the second half, and I felt sure that we would come out there and take that ball and drive it in for a score and get up by 17, and we'd be in good shape.
Well, they had excellent kicking game on Saturday against you.
Boy, Glenn Ray Hines, and you know, his dad was a great player for the Houston Oilers, and we tried to recruit Glenn Ray. We couldn't get him into the academy initially, and he was reluctant to come to the prep school, but he certainly did a great job kicking for him right there. And again, now this is Robbie, I believe. No, that's Mark. That's Mark, and a great play by Robbie right there. Jimmy reading extremely well right there. This is Mark again. Fine block by Robbie right there, and we get the first down. You know, we get it by 2 or 3 yards there. And we've got a good drive going, but again, we have to give up the football.
Well, then the defense, again, putting good pressure on. Steve Spiewak played an excellent game.
Steve had one of his better games, and that's a fine sack for him on Roper right there. Shows our defensive secondary was doing a good job downfield, and they punt the ball back to us now, and we get another drive going, and we're going to take that ball again into their territory, and look right here. Fourth down on the 23-yard line, and look how close we come up. And we just missed the read right there. Probably should have taken the ball onto the outside, but we come up less than a half a yard shy. And the score now is still 10-0, John. If we get 7 right there, then by goodness, you know, we're going up 17, and it's getting down toward the latter part of the third quarter.
Well, Roper surprised me a little bit. I didn't think he could throw as well as he threw.
Well, you know, he threw 2 touchdown passes against Baylor, but boy, what a fine throw right here to Lewis. And Lewis just went up and took it from Tommy right there. Good misdirection play again, and after hitting Majors on the hook route right across the middle there, and then they take the ball on in from just 3 yards out, and you know, now they're back into the ball game.
10-7. You know, Coach, we talked about it earlier, but this year it just seems like you can't quite break the big play.
Can't quite, but you make good plays like that one right there, and boy, that was a fine hit right there. And Robbie got a little dinged. He's fine, and he's such a tough competitor. Watch this fine kick by Mark right here. And I thought our kicking game was just super all day. We kept the ball out of Roper's hands. Mark kicked the ball out of bounds, just in great field position. And with the exception of the missed field goal that we had, I thought our kicking game was outstanding.
Here's Roper scrambling around. And
great break on the ball right there by Steve Sigler, and I thought our defense, you know, for 3.5 quarters, really broke great. Big play in the ball game right here. And, you know, we felt we had to put some pressure on them down there to make something happen. John Steve put the good pressure in Spiewak, and then, of course, Spiewak blocked the kick when Hines had to change direction there and fell it on in the end zone. And, of course, that now gives us some new life and some new excitement.
Well, Kamalander back in at quarterback.
And, boy, he's a good thrower, no question about it. And hit there, Stevens right across the middle right there. And, you know, they hurt us right in that little void spot in the middle, and then with a deep pass. And then the first play of the fourth quarter, same misdirection pass a while ago, and he finds Lewis again down there, and they ran a fine executed play right there. We just didn't react to it very well, and now, again, they're right back into the ball game.
All right, you're going to go to the freshman Johnson here.
And Greg makes the first down for us. Good power move there, and good power, and he's going to be a good player, but we were unable to, again, to capitalize. We had to give the ball back up, and we kicked the ball deep to him down there, and good pressure again there by Johnny Steed. And, you know, I think I was hoping we were going to get a safety right there, but look where we got the football now, and, you know, we're going to put points on the board, except, well, we stalled a little bit and missed the field goal right here. And I thought that was a big field goal, even though, you know, it would only given us 3, but it put us up 20 and would have given us some points and maybe given us some momentum in the game.
Here they come, big play here.
Big play right here. And Steve's got great coverage on this ball. Gooseby just goes up and takes it. Steve loses it momentarily. And, of course, boy, now that really gives them something, and they go ahead for the first time in the ball game with 7 minutes left. But I felt the way we'd moved the ball all day that we're going to come back, you know, and get a score and win the football game. And Jimmy's scrambling right here. To be honest with you, we started this drive. We had a first down play, and then dadgone it, we get a holding call, and then we get that intentional ground in there, and we end up with about third and about 30-something yards, and we scramble right there and
turnover.
And here's, you know, what happens. We have to give the ball up, but then this is another drive, and we're going down now to score with 4 minutes left to go in the game, and we turn the ball over again inside of Rice's territory.
Well, you hold them 3 quick straight plays, they have to punt it, and you've got another drive.
Exactly. We got another drive going, fine block out there by Greg, and Mark gets it up to midfield for us, and we're going to drive the football. This was third down right here, and to be honest with you, that paint that's on that R right there caused Greg to slip, and that was a 3rd and 2, and then Jimmy keeps on the option play, and watch how close we come up in short yardage right here. About 2 inches.
Unbelievable.
And that was sort of the story of the ball game.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And, of course, you got to give Rice a lot of credit. When the plays had to be made, they made the play. And, of course, they just run out the clock, and that was a very, very disappointing to us.
Coach, what'd you say to the players? And I know the assistant coaches and players felt real bad after the game. What'd you say in the locker room?
Well, I told them, that was one that we should have won, that we just let slip away, that by goodness we didn't have anybody to blame. It was a complete team loss. You can't give up big plays like we did, and then you've got to take advantage of the scoring opportunities when you have them, and penalties play such a big, important part. But, again, this is not the end of the world. We've certainly still got a big football game. We can still win our conference, and, that we can't wallow in our own self-pity for after this ball game, that's one we should have won. But yet at the same time, hey, there are a lot of other teams across the country that should have won. I can imagine how Georgia Tech and Bill Curry feel this morning, too. But at the same time, that winners and champions get up off the floor one more time than they knock down.
How do you can't really coach the big play, can you? It's just one of those things that has to happen.
Well, I think it's a lot in the talent. I think it's a lot in the skill. People are getting a little more familiar with us, but yet at the same time, I really feel like that's been the real key. We've had to work so hard and earn everything that has happened to this football team. Nothing has come easy.